Hey everybody, it's Alicia from Graceful Plants and welcome back. So I know I've been a little MIA lately, but I've been a very busy girl here getting ready for a bunch of holiday craft fairs in the area that I was selling plants at. So that kind of took precedence over filming, unfortunately, but I'm back. Hopefully. Holidays are just ridiculously busy around here, as I'm sure they are with everyone else. But in the process of all the busyness that's been going on here, I was a bad plant mom. And when I say I was a bad plant mom, I mean that I completely forgot about a plant. So over the summer, I had gotten 2 Peperomia Prostrata plants, and the other one I've got here too, which, let's see if I can get this to focus. So this one, you can see it's got a few new babies coming up out of him. So I think he's doing okay-ish. Neither one of these, I would say, are thriving. They're just barely surviving. And today I'm going to be repotting my forgotten Peperomia Prostrata here. And I'm hoping that I can salvage some of him because he's looking really sad. Like I said, these were both next to each other. I had placed them underneath my grow lights with the rest of my succulents and completely forgot about them. Everything else in there was getting watered, but for some reason, I just never watered these. Duh. Trust me, I know I'm not the only one that has done this before. I mean, I made direct eye contact with these because I went, wow, these look like crap. And I still didn't water them. Yeah, but I think I might leave him in this for the time being because he does look like he's got quite a bit of new growth on him. This guy, however, I am going to be taking out, and I'm going to be putting him into a container with some sphagnum moss and try to help him hopefully root in. Wish me luck. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sphagnum moss to this container, and I'm going to add water to it and let it soak in while I take apart this plant. So this is just some warm water. We're going to kind of let it soak up a little bit here. I'll just set that to the side for now. So hopefully this is in focus, but as you can kind of see here, but there was a pretty long strand in here that does have a few roots on it that seem like they'll be somewhat okay, but there is a bunch of new growth right at the bottom there. And as you can see, these are just poor little pieces that have kind of just dried up and are just slowly dying. None of them are really rooted in, which is what I was afraid of. This guy was right along the edge of the pot, and he was still rooted in here. And you can see a little bit of new growth on him as well. And then I think everything else in here is just dead leaves, unfortunately. So I've decided to try to reroot this in sphagnum moss because I've heard that's a little bit easier to reroot things in moss versus soil, especially a plant that is kind of, I don't know, how do you say, like more on the delicate side, like the Peperomia Prostrata. So we're just going to put a little bit of moss in here. And I like the idea of doing it this way because I can reuse this takeout container. So I'm going to try to just gently knock off a little bit of the soil that is left on these poor things. And then I'm just going to lay these across the top of the sphagnum moss. And we're going to kind of hope for the best. And I was going to try to flatten these out, which I don't know if that really makes much of a difference. So I don't know how well you can see this, but there is a little tiny root coming out. So I want to try to make contact with the sphagnum moss on that root. And I don't know if it will root on any of this bare stem or not. I don't know. But we're going to try to just get it to make as much contact with the sphagnum moss as I can. So I wrung a lot of the moss out so it wasn't sopping wet, but I am going to add a little bit more of this wet moss to the outside. So now I'm just going to close up one side of this, and I'm going to leave this other side open so it is a little vented. And I will check on this daily. I promise not to forget him again. So I've got my little dude in my little takeout container here, and I am going to put him back underneath my grow lights with the rest of my succulents. And hopefully, we're gonna hope for the best, I guess. I don't know. I have never done this before, so if I'm doing something wrong, please tell me. Because I would really like to not completely kill this guy. So what do you guys think? Do you think I'm going to have any success rooting in the spag moss? Let me know in the comments below. Have you had any success doing it this way versus trying to use soil? I'm hoping that kind of creating this humidity dome around it will help. So, we'll see. Thanks to everyone that's kind of hung around with me. I've been trying to be as active on Instagram as I possibly can. And we'll try to be getting back into more planty-based videos pretty soon here. And I will be doing a home tour of my chaos, which I'm sure you can see behind me. The house is still kind of a disaster, recouping from the craft shows, so there is just plants and pots and soil just everywhere. Getting around to it, I'm slowly getting everything kind of reorganized again. But as always, you guys are awesome. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you like this video or any of my other videos, please make ssure to share with any of your plant-loving friends, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.